Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite our next speaker to the stage. He is the CEO of the Elite program at the London Stock Exchange Group. And this is a program that exemplifies what the World Business Angel Investment Forum is trying to do, in that it brings together business people and academics, and they work with up-and-coming companies to give them the best possible start to go to the next level. So please help me welcome, from the Elite program at the London Stock Exchange Group, Mr. Luca Peyrano. Mr. Peyrano, please.
Good morning, everybody. It's a true honor to be here today, and it's a privilege to support such an important initiative. And thank you, especially Baibars, for giving the London Stock Exchange this great opportunity. The London Stock Exchange fully support what is the vision Baibars just outlined, supporting growth creation, job creation, innovation, capital risk diffusion, and more in general, whatever we know can contribute to social justice, as you said. The London Stock Exchange is today one of the global leading stock exchange, not only in Europe, probably at global level, as I said. It's a combination of more than 2,500 companies. Only last year, 65 IPOs took place, approximately 7.5 billion capital raised. Maybe even more meaningful, our AIM market dedicated to SMEs in the last 20 years raised almost 100 billion euros for more than 3,000 companies, which is an exceptional result. If you think what can be the result on any economy of an outflow of almost 100 billion euro for smaller companies, these actually very much contribute to job creation and innovation. But still, a number of challenges remain ahead, which is why we launched more recently Elite. Elite is a program very innovative in its nature and quite new in its kind, whose aim is to support companies even before they start considering raising money. We all know that raising money for a company, most of the time, is a difficult journey. When something more important than just the working capital requirements recommend the business to growth, it becomes a challenge. And this is not only true in this region, it's true everywhere. Maybe with the sole exception of the US, in the rest of the globe, anytime a young company or even an established SMEs try to raise money in a different format, in equity form, it sees a number of problems coming in. It requires preparation. Sometimes it requires a change in mentality and culture. It's very difficult to find appropriate source of capital. It takes some time, and also it can become quite expensive. And this is not because capital is not available or it's not accessible. It's because the way we have been structuring our capital markets requires some modifications, with a special focus for smaller companies and young growing organizations. Due to the recent, the last 10 years, troubles we have been experiencing in the financial industry, additional regulation and sometimes unnecessary burdens has been put in place for keeping the trust of the broader public in the financial industry. Nevertheless, as a result, this has become a problem for those companies who want to raise capital in a quick and not expensive way, which is why 4 years ago we started a project whose aim was to make just life easier for companies and indirectly for investors to meet each other, to match their respective requirements, searching for capital and searching for business opportunities. And we started this internal journey. Backed by experience, the London Stock Exchange has been nurturing in supporting SMEs on financial market. we started from the very beginning, from the scratch, creating a platform, digitally based, where companies, any size, any sector, could have been joined, and in less than 24 months started raising capital in a very easy and not expensive way. The project was launched back in 2012, and today we can say that is a great success. We have more than 500 companies on Elite from more than 25 different countries, and is getting now global. And 2 days ago, I'm glad to say that we've been given by the FCA, the UK authority, the authorization as a capital raising platform, so that companies on Elite can not only start a journey to get ready themselves to raise capital, but also raise capital in the same place. And this is a very important element for you to consider. And even though it's a small, apparently, factor, we believe is the most innovative one. The way Elite is structured is such that a company enters the program, start an initial training phase to get ready to one day talk to investors at the same sort of level and have an ambition to raise capital with the global investors at any time. During the program, the companies receive not only training, but also coaching, occasions for networking. The company is exposed to both business opportunities and investment opportunities, up to the point when, remaining on the same platform, can also start a capital raising project. And that is the moment where the platform opens itself, and it is structured in a mechanism that sees cornerstone investors first investing into the company and so-called follow-on investors later on. This mechanism, we believe, is extremely productive as at the same time realize two important benefits. It maintains the level of efficiency of a public market and offer opportunities and flexibility that only the private market can offer. The reason why we're happy to unveil today's Elite in this important occasion is that we consider angel investors dominant, important, crucial members for the future development of this platform in Europe. And therefore, I was particularly glad to come here today and make a special introduction after 2 days we received this important authorization from the FCA. We also have excellent relationships with the local institutions, including the Istanbul Stock Exchange, which we believe is one of the most efficient markets, not only in the region, but across the entire Europe. And we will continue building the great relationships we have been having so far in this country, further highlighting the strong ties between the UK and Turkey. And therefore, I'm again very, very glad to be here today. And I'm sure today will be also an occasion for sharing ideas, exchanging views, and maybe find solutions for what we consider is going to be probably the most important challenge for Europe in the next 10 years, supporting growing business to continue developing jobs, innovation, and economic growth for the future. Thank you very much again.